2026 is right in front of us, and you already know what that means. It's time to lock in. For real this time. No more fresh starts. No more half-effort weeks. Because, let's be honest, you said the same thing 12 months ago, that you were done wasting time and you were done being average. You said you were going to get in shape, fix your habits, and finally stay consistent. And maybe you meant it, but meaning isn't enough anymore. You don't need another reset. You need a resurrection. But if 2025 taught you anything, it's that motivation fades fast. And the version of you that keeps waiting for the perfect day is the same one who's been holding you back. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The one who hits snooze when life gets hard. Who eats out of boredom. The one who talks about changing, but never changes the way they talk to themselves. Now, it's time to bury that person. Because before you become your strongest self, you must kill your weakest self. This is where the real comeback starts. Not with hype, not with a new workout plan, but with the quiet decision that enough is enough. This is the year you become dangerous again. In control of your body, your mind, your time, and your direction. You've seen what comfort does. It numbs you. It drains you. It convinces you that survival is enough. But deep down, you don't want to survive. You want to become unrecognizable. And that starts today, right now, with a choice. This isn't only about looking good. This is about becoming someone you can finally respect again. Because the strongest version of you is waiting. And that version is not impressed by promises. That person's waiting for proof. Let's build brick by brick. You didn't fall overnight. It happened slowly, almost quietly. You started choosing comfort over commitment. You stopped doing the small things that built your foundation. The early mornings, the clean meals, the self-discipline that used to separate you. And the crazy part? You probably didn't even notice it happening. One late night snack turned into a habit. One skipped gym day turned into a week. Then you looked up and the person in the mirror didn't match the standards you once had. That's how it happens for most people. Not because they're lazy, but because they stop paying attention. You already know the formula. Eat right, train hard, and stay in a calorie deficit if you're trying to burn fat. It's not complicated, but staying consistent is. Consistency is what separates those who talk about changing from those who actually do. But somewhere along the way, most people forget what consistency really means. They think it's about perfection, never missing a day, never slipping up, never falling short. But that's not what discipline looks like in the real world. Real consistency is showing up when you don't feel like it. It's going to the gym after a long day, ordering something cleaner when everyone else is getting fast food, pushing through one more rep when your mind tells you to quit. That's what builds the muscle no one sees. The one in your head. Because before your body changes, your mindset has to. If your mind stays soft, your results will too. And the reason most people can't stay consistent isn't because they don't have time. It's because they've forgotten what's at stake. They think skipping a few workouts doesn't matter. But those small decisions are exactly what build your future. Every day, you're either strengthening the old you or building the new one. And if you keep feeding your weakness, don't be surprised when they start to win. This year, the goal isn't to get motivated. It's to become unshakable, to move with purpose again, to bring back that hunger you had when you were tired of being average. You don't need a perfect plan to get started. You just need to start moving differently. So, how exactly do you start? Well, you don't rebuild confidence overnight. You rebuild it through repetition. The same way you build bad habits, one small choice at a time, is the same way you rebuild discipline. This comeback isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters consistently. The first step, momentum. Stop waiting for the perfect day to start. That's the trap that killed your progress last year. You don't need a Monday. You don't need the new supplements. You just need one clean meal, one workout, one decision that gets the ball rolling again. Momentum doesn't care how you feel. It rewards what you do. The second you start moving again, the guilt fades and the hunger comes back. The second step, routine. Most people think discipline is built through motivation. It's not. It's built through rhythm. Wake up at the same time. Eat at the same time. train at the same time. When your day has structure, your mind has clarity, because chaos kills focus and routine brings it back. The third step: nutrition. You don't need a perfect diet, you need awareness. That's what most people are missing. They think they're eating clean, but they're really eating mindlessly. A handful of chips here, one extra drizzle of oil there, a few bites while cooking. It adds up way faster than people realize. And before you know it, you're wondering why your progress stalled. The truth is, most people fail not because they eat bad food, but because they don't actually know how much they're eating. Nutrition isn't about perfection. It's about paying attention. Because when you finally become aware of what's going into your body, you start making decisions that support your goals instead of working against them. You don't need extremes. You don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to fear carbs or cut out your favorite foods. You just need consistency. Prioritize protein, keep your meals balanced, control your portions, and stay mindful when you eat. When you build these habits, your energy stabilizes, your hunger stays under control, and fat loss becomes predictable, not random. Nutrition is the backbone of your comeback. Get this right, and everything else becomes easier. The fourth step: sleep. You can't rebuild your body if you're running on fumes. You can hit the gym every day, but if you're sleeping 5 hours a night, you're not recovering, you're just surviving. Start treating sleep like part of your training plan, not an afterthought. Because that's when your muscles repair, your hormones reset, and your willpower recharges. You do those 4 things: momentum, routine, nutrition, and sleep, and everything else starts falling back into place. Crossing the habit line. There comes a moment in every comeback when the habits click. You stop chasing motivation and start moving with purpose. The workouts don't feel like punishment anymore. The meal prep doesn't feel like a chore. You start feeling that spark again, that quiet fire in your chest, and that's when you realize the old version of you isn't coming back. You've been through the cycle enough times to know how it goes. The hype, the burnout, the guilt, the restart. That pattern's over, because this time you're not rebuilding just for the body. You're rebuilding the mind behind it. Every rep, every meal, every decision. It's not just shaping your physique. It's rewiring the way you think. And if your mindset doesn't change, nothing else will. See, every habit you build has a conscious phase. That's the hard part. The stage where every decision feels heavy, where you have to remind yourself to do the right thing again and again. Most people quit during this stage, but research shows it can take as fast as 21 days for a habit to move from conscious effort to automatic behavior. That means for the first 3 weeks, you're fighting your old instincts, not your genetics. It's supposed to feel hard. It's supposed to take effort, because your brain is literally learning to operate differently. Once that rewiring happens, though, you don't have to think about eating right or forcing yourself to go to the gym. It becomes who you are. You don't do it out of discipline anymore. You do it out of identity. That's why you can't afford to quit halfway through the process. Every time you restart, you reset the clock. Every time you push through, you get closer to automation, to freedom. It's not about doing more. It's about thinking differently. That's the part most people miss. If you haven't already, go watch my video on how to change your mindset, because that's where everything starts. Once your mind locks in, your body follows. See, this comeback isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about becoming the version of yourself that no longer needs to be reminded who he is. You've fallen before, and you got back up. You've broken down and rebuilt stronger. And this time, you're not starting over. You're starting wiser. Every missed step, every setback, every failure, it all built the foundation for who you're becoming now. 2026 isn't about chasing the next version of yourself. It's about returning to the one you were always meant to be. This is your comeback year. Not because it's easy, but because you finally decided you're done starting over. Brick by brick, you're building something permanent. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired for a few minutes, and move on with their day. But the ones who actually make the comeback, they're the ones who act before the feeling fades. You already know what to do. You just have to do it again and again until it stops feeling like effort and starts feeling like instinct. And when it gets hard, because it will, Remember this, you've already done harder things before. You've fought battles no one knows about. You've carried weight that had nothing to do with a barbell. That strength didn't leave you. You just forgot where you put it. Now it's time to pick it back up. If you want to stay locked in this year, subscribe and join the BrickBody Brief. It's my free weekly newsletter where we talk about discipline, training, mindset, and the small habits that keep you sharp when everyone else falls off. It's the one email that'll keep you accountable when motivation fails. Because this year isn't about chasing hype. It's about staying consistent when it's gone. That's how you win in 2026. One meal at a time, one workout at a time, one decision at a time. You're not waiting on a perfect moment anymore. You are the moment. Let's build brick by brick. And I'm happy to announce Brick Lady is coming. So if you're a woman watching this, or your wife wants to start her own journey, there's a link in the description just for her.